welcome to the evening news for today, Wednesday, December 14, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Guyana launches first ever coders program for 150,000 youths. Trade between Guyana-UAE reached $300 million in 2021. Government makes third withdrawal of US $207.6 million from NRF. Mayor UBRAJ NARINE arrested, and Guyana producing roses as President Ali's Cut Rose project in full bloom. Now for the news in detail. Guyana has launched its first ever Coders initiative, which will see at least 150,000 youths from across the country benefiting from skills training that would equip them to join the more technologically advanced workforce being developed by the government. Gerald Bryan reports.
Coding is a globally in-demand skill whereby companies hire persons to program computers. At the Artichon Conference Center on Wednesday, hundreds of school children gathered for the launch of the Coders initiative. President Dr. Irfanali urged the children to take up the opportunity being offered and assure them that the government will continue to invest in them. He also said that Guyana will lead the way in spreading the coding initiative throughout the region.
I want to say that we have discussed with this team prior visit that this coding project must be one that is available to all our brothers and sisters in the CARICOM region. And Guyana is ready and willing to be that hub and to work in partnership with the UAE to make this program available to all our young people in this region. Because as I said before, we take our regional responsibility seriously, and our prosperity must lead to regional prosperity. And we will work on opening up this platform, opening up this relationship, so all the countries in CARICOM can benefit from this coding initiative that we launched today. So I want our children in CARICOM to know, because they are your brothers and sisters in CARICOM.
The initiative is a follow-up on an MOU the government signed with the United Arab Emirates, UAE, back in March. Director General of the Office of the Prime Minister of the UAE, Abdullah Luta, assured the government of his country's further support.
The best is yet to come, and the best is yet to be with you. And I would like to take the challenge of Minister Priya, if Mr. President would allow me. I would like to say, you just tell us how high you want us to jump, and we will go even beyond and higher.
The initiative will include training school children in programming and data science fundamentals. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Trade between Guyana and the United Arab Emirates, with whom Guyana has steadily been forging closer ties over the past couple of years, reached $300 million last year. Here is Gerald Bryan again with the details.
The revelation was made on Wednesday during the launch of the 150,000 Coders initiative. During an interview with reporters on the sidelines, President Dr. Irfanali was asked about the $300 million in trade that was recorded between the two countries last year. Specifically, the president was asked what sectors contributed to this trade figure and how the government envisions trade between the two countries growing.
Definitely in the services sector, technology, and agriculture. These are low-hanging fruits for us. I mean, maybe one day I hope the UAE can organize a kind of information tour for media personnel to see what is happening in these countries.
Ali further expounded on the areas of opportunity between Guyana and the UAE for collaboration.
Smart hospital, innovation, the use of technology to improve governance system, enhance transparency and accountability, ease of doing business. So we have a lot of meetings with the UAE the Abu Dhabi Development Fund, the direct engagement with government corporations and agencies, government-owned companies, to help us expedite our transformation, our digital transformation, our technological transformation, and transformation of our services sector. This is very, very critical for us.
Guyana and the UAE have been forging increasingly closer ties over the last few years. Last year, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the two countries. Another MOU was also signed this year. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
having already announced major adjustments to salaries for members of the joint services and healthcare workers. President Dr. Irfan Ali has assured that every category of workers would be addressed. According to the head of state, the government is starting with sectors that have the greatest anomalies when it comes to disparities in earnings. Here's what he had to say.
The welfare is not only a matter of salary, whilst we understand the importance of salaries. It's quality of life, the quality of your health care, the quality of your infrastructure, the cost of your electricity, the cost of your water, the quality of your water. We're working on having treated water to every single person on the coast to bring down the cost of electricity by half. Definitely every sector of employees, their time will come. You know, everything is done in a very holistic way. We have to understand the functionalities of the economy, and every category of workers will be addressed. And we're starting from critical areas where there were great anomalies, and that is how we have started, and we're progressing well. I value the work of the teachers tremendously. The teachers are an important asset to our country. My own parents were teachers, so no one has to tell me the value of teachers. The entire life was spent in teaching profession and the education profession. So the day for teachers will come. As I said, it's progressive, it's a holistic approach. We are dealing with the greatest anomalies in the system first. You have nurses that were working just about $98,000 will now be working $160,000. So we have to deal with the greatest anomalies, and then we're coming forward. I don't want to give you a time frame, but as you can see, things are happening very quickly in this country.
The Guyana government has made its third withdrawal from the Natural Resource Fund in accordance with the Natural Resource Fund Act 2021. This will be the final withdrawal for 2022. A total of US $207.6 million, equivalent to 43 billion Guyana dollars, has been transferred from the Natural Resource Fund to the Consolidated Fund to finance national development priorities. It would be recalled that in May and July of this year, the government made withdrawals totaling US $400 million, equivalent to 83 billion Guyana dollars. This brings the accumulated withdrawals from the NRF for the year to US $607.6 million, equivalent to 126 billion Guyana dollars. Police have arrested Georgetown Mayor UBRAJ NARINE for questioning in relation to his accusations against President Dr. Irfan Ali of creating an Islamic State in Guyana. While protesting against the removal of vendors on Newmarket Street, Georgetown, NARINE descended into making a series of serious accusations against the Guyanese president, which was met with immediate backlash and calls for his immediate resignation on the grounds that he was unfit to hold such office. Amid the widespread condemnation, Mayor NARINE had issued an apology for his remarks. Coming up, man allegedly drowns in Essequibo River and gold miner dies after pinned by falling tree. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Play our virtual Chick Chick game today and get a chance to win big. With over 450 draws, 3 dices, and 52 bet types to choose from. You can also be a winner with SuperBet. Visit www.superbet.gy or any one of our agents closest to you. Play responsibly. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 years and over.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optic, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optic, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optic takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optic Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Did you know that the government has funded the 2022 budget through oil revenues? Yes. Money earned from oil production offshore is being used to support projects in Guyana, including social programs like the increase of public assistance and old age pension, as well as cash grants to support the vulnerable members of society.
Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated, a member of the Hand in Hand.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. The Guyana Police Force has launched an investigation to determine what might have led to the alleged drowning of NARINE Park, a 20-year-old laborer of Lot 31, Section B, Hyde Park, East Bank, Essequibo. The incident occurred on Sunday at about 8:30 hours. Reports are that Park, who was employed with Archie's and Son, Stone and Supplies at Parica, East Bank, Essequibo, left on Saturday at about 11 hours with his employer and other co-workers to visit a work location at Manaka, Essequibo River, where they spent the night. The following morning at about 8:30 hours, Park, his co-workers, and his employer boarded a speedboat at Manaka en route to Parica, East Bank, Essequibo. However, before moving off, Park went back on the barge to collect his bag and did not return. As a result, his co-workers went in search of him, but he was not found. A search party was then formed and Park's body was fished out of the river in the vicinity of the barge. The body, which was motionless, was transported to Parica by his co-workers and was examined by a police rank for marks of violence, but none was seen. Park's body was escorted to the Leonora Cottage Hospital, where he was formally pronounced dead on arrival. We now tell you that a 26-year-old miner is now dead after he was pinned by a tree on Monday at a mining back dam in Region 7. Dead is Ravin Moses of Charity, Essequibo Coast, Region 2. Police in Regional Division 7 have said the incident occurred at Kupang Back Dam, Cayuni River. According to reports, at about 19 hours on Monday, Mark Samaru, a 47-year-old miner, went to the 70 km police checkpoint and reported that he has a mining operation at the Kupang Back Dam that consists of an 8-inch land dredge, 1 excavator, and 10 workers. He reported to police that earlier on Monday at about 10:45 hours, Philip Wilson, a 38-year-old excavator operator, was clearing the land near the pit when the excavator suddenly developed mechanical problems and cut off while he was felling a tree, and it fell toward the pit, striking Ravin Moses and his brother Shane Moses. Several workers ran to assist, but Ravin Moses was motionless after he was pulled from under the tree. He was taken to the Leonora Cottage Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival, while his brother Shane Moses was taken to Sadi Hospital with multiple injuries to his body. It is expected that a post-mortem examination would shortly be performed on the body of Ravin Moses. After 8 months of careful implementation, President Dr. Irfan Ali's Cut Rose project is in full bloom. The project seeks to cut the importation of roses by 30% by the end of 2023 and at the same time provide employment and a training ground for single women in particular. Andrew Carmichael reports.
Guyana imports 42,000 roses annually from the US, Canada, and Holland, among other countries. 8 months ago, the Agriculture Ministry was tasked with the rollout of the management of the Cut Rose project, which is being executed by the National Agriculture Research and Extension Institute, NARI, at Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara. 2,600 rose slips were imported from neighboring Brazil and planted in shade houses set up for the project. Each shade house was populated with 600 slips featuring 25 color variations. Since then, the project has been significantly advanced, with the harvesting of roses already underway and on sale. Officer with responsibilities for overseeing the day-to-day management of the project, Arion Ramrup, says they are trying to ensure that fresh roses are available throughout the year. Depending on the pattern or design, a bouquet costs between $2,000 and $20,000 locally. According to the project manager, persons can now purchase roses from the Monrepo location for as low as $5,000 per rose. He said the target is to produce an estimated 400 roses per week from the two shade houses. This is expected to double within the next 6 months. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said in an invited comment that it is hoped that by 2025, NARI will be able to fulfill the total local demand for roses.
We have seen a number of persons already start to come to NARI to purchase that. Now, what we are doing now, we are looking to those shops and stores that are importing cut roses, where we will be a regular supplier of these. In another 2 months from now, we will be double production. I'm hoping that with the increase of production, that we'll have more people coming on board. Now, this project was conceptualized by the President to help single parents, especially female single parents. Now we have already started to recruit these people who will be beneficiary of the project. NARI will give them the guidance to continue in terms of doing the planting and replanting of it. And when they can go on their own, then we'll help them with a shade house.
The locally produced roses, which NARI make available at a cost of $5,000, are being resold in stores at $20,000.
One single rose. It's very, very, very attractive, and I think that this year we have potential to produce all the cut roses in another year from now for the country needs. So I'm hoping that this year will be a big industry for us, like what we are doing in the aquaculture, in terms of the prawns project for single parents and young people too.
Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
As tourism in the Rupununi experiences a major turnaround from the COVID-19 pandemic, tourists are being urged to respect native culture whenever they are on the soil of the country's indigenous folks. Here is Andrew Carmichael again with this story.
President of Visit Rupununi, Melanie McTurk, made the comments during a recent engagement with the media during a tour to the North Rupununi, which was organized by the Guyana Tourism Authority. During the tour, visits were made to several tourist destinations, including Karanambu Lodge, which is operated by McTurk. Karanambu Lodge is considered a unique site for conservation and ecotourism in Guyana. Interestingly, over 70% of the economic activity in the North Rupununi stems from tourism. Since venturing into tourism, McTurk has observed that the region has not only benefited economically, but its customs and traditions are appreciated more.
I'm really proud of Visit Rupununi, first of all, because I think it really captures the commitment of the Rupununi region and the people of the Rupununi to a sustainable future. Because what we've discovered is that tourism is not only an economic earner, but it has ripple effects across the society. So if you look at the North Rupununi, in the last 20 to 30 years that we've had tourism, what we've seen is a re-emergence of culture, where once people didn't want to speak Makushi and the culture groups were languishing for people to join, now people are proud of being Makushi. They want to dress up for Heritage Month. What was I saying? I lost my train. People are learning Makushi actively because they want to be, and part of that is because when tourists come, you know, they're fascinated by this culture, and that gives you a sense of pride.
She noted too that the tourism sector has brought tremendous opportunities for young women and girls in the Rupununi.
Once there was a time when only men had work. And now many of the lodges, you'll find as many women, if not more women, working as men. And you'll find many of the administrative roles also are being fulfilled by young women, young Indigenous women, which is really wonderful.
McTurk pointed out that over the past 2 years, Visit Rupununi has worked audaciously to expand training and capacity building, which is being done in collaboration with the Guyana Tourism Authority and other Rupununi tourist operators.
We've also worked really hard on creating the wildlife-friendly tourism manual, because what we wanted to do was capture some of the lessons that we had already learned and sort of set a code of conduct for us as a community moving forward. So what we're saying in the 13, and this has led to the development of what we're calling the 13 values of wildlife-friendly tourism. And it's like a guide to it is what it is. It's a value system that says, look, it starts with respect for our national laws, respect for our rules, and respect for local customs. And it ends with saying we want to make sure that everything we do benefits our communities and the people of the region. And I think that's the perfect balance. And in between that, we talk about things like, you know, catch and release fishing that reduces harm to our fish population, because again, as much as we want tourists to come and enjoy the experience of fishing, we want to remember that the fish resource is a critical food resource, and it is very important to the people of this region as a food source.
For the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
Monisar confident of West Indies doing well at U19 World Cup, and KFC tournament now set to commence tomorrow. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by Macorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
It's November already, and soon it will be Christmas. So we at John Lewis Styles are giving away one Amazon Echo show every week in November and every day in December. Stream music and videos, make video calls and control smart devices, alarms, reminders, and lots more. Every $5,000 spent gives you a chance to win when you shop for clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. So visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply.
This Christmas, guess what? You're guaranteed to save big right at National Hardware Limited. Shopping for Christmas trees? We've got all sizes, from the traditional to the ones with a modern twist. Garlands, wreaths, lights, and Christmas inflatables are what you need to bring that Christmas cheer. Out with the old and in with the new. We've got curtains, carpets, and so much more to spruce up your home for the holidays. Save time too, and get presents for both boys and girls, whether big or small. National Hardware has you covered, in more ways than one this holiday season. Check out our superstore at 13 to 14 Industrial Site, Rumvelt. Telephone number 231-1091-95. Or downtown at 17 to 19A Water Street. Telephone number 227-1961.
Hi, my name is Jalen Softly, and I'm very excited to have GT&T set up this fiber cable. As you can see, I'm young, so I'll be using this Wi-Fi, this internet, to be doing my everyday browsing and searching and, you know, just my homework and assignments, playing games, watching YouTube, you know, the regular stuff. I really enjoy the service. I think it's extremely great, and you also have like the free minutes, so for that, you know, if you're in trouble, you call your parents or someone.
Ocho. 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 Organic Ocho candy. What's inside counts.